Well, hello again, everyone. Tonight, this video, I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate how to make a border with dies. So you could put just a nice decoration at the front of your greeting cards. I already had this one done up. So I'm just going to show you how I would just put a border right here. And inside that border, you can put anything in there. So without further ado, of course, if you would do like that video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up or leave some comments and explanations on how you may have done borders with your dies as well, and that would definitely be helpful. Now, someone went and broke her B plate trying to experiment, so I'm going to be using my C plate because this is my B plate. It's all broken up. Okay, so let us go ahead and begin. So I'm going to use an implement with my C plate that I did have, and hopefully it will do the trick. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and use a piece of craft foam because I want to give the border a little dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and put it down here, and then of course I use my A plate, my B plate, the foam. Again, I'm not going to be using the magnetic mat as yet, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and set this up. So I'm going to make sure I set it up this way because I want to have a nice border here, if you can see that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that C plate on, and let's keep our fingers crossed that it will work. Okay, all right, so there we go. Now just run it through once so that you can maintain the dimension from the foam. So let's see how it came out, considering that I'm not using the magnetic plate. I would be learning something just like you are today. So let's see. Okay, so we want to be just very careful, just detaching. Did pretty good considering I didn't use the magnetic mat. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. There we go. So this is a border right here, and the plan is to go ahead and put the border right in the middle like this. Okay, but just so that it's not looking as plain as it is, and of course you could use this for something else, maybe for a smaller scalloped edge like this one right here, or a bigger one. But for now we'll go and put this aside here. And what I'm going to use, hopefully it cuts, is this nice glittery or shimmer paper here that I have in a book of shimmer paper. So let's see if it's going to cut for us without the mat, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Just lay it out on the mat here. I may run it through more than once so that I can make sure that it does cut. Okay, and let's try getting it through. Let's make sure everything is okay, and there we go. So guys, wish me luck. Let's try this one. So I'm going to run it through. Oh dear. I'm going to run it through a couple of times through my cuttle bug, just to make sure that it does cut through. And that's without the mat, the magnetic mat, to keep it in place. So hopefully it works. Okay. So let's see, did it cut all the way through? Oh dear, didn't look like it got all the way through. Okay, let's try doing something else here. We're going to try one more time, but this time I'm going to put just something to give it a little more, like something, just 2 bits of paper, I guess, just so that it will give it a little more thickness and more pressure. So I'm going to try to line this up again. Okay, so let's see if we can get it lined up like I did before. Okay, and let's try this. Hopefully it's going to work this time. Yeah, it's first time I'm trying to do the border, so I was experimenting with you guys here with me. Again, I would love any comments, any ways that you have done your borders as well. It would be very helpful, and I would be more than happy to learn new things. So let's try this one more time and keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it will cut through this time. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we have luck this time. Okay. This is pretty stubborn, isn't it? But I think it came through. I just have to kind of pry it a little more. Might just work. There we go. Yay! Just trying to see if I could get this to come off. It looks like it's gonna come off. Just a little bit of patience. It should come off. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here you go. It came off. Sorry, it came off a little messy there for a minute, but that's again because my mat got my B plate got messed up, so I kind of have this a little rough on the edges. But let's see how this one works out. So again, we're gonna set this aside, and it can be used for something else. Okay, so this basically is how it's going to be, but we're going to have to line this up so it matches at least as much as possible, and we can set it in the center right here. So I'm going to get my my glue, my Tumble multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to go ahead and get some glue on here. In that way we can get it all over. Oops, I think I got a little bit messy there for a minute. It's not good. Guess I'll have to cover that up. But let's try and get it centralized. So let's say about here. Yeah, that looks good right there. So far so good. So this would be the, let's get this out of the way. This would be the dimensional piece, because I always like my cards to have dimension. So as you can see, I'm just kind of letting it sit just a little bit so that we can get everything, you know, looking nice and solid. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the other piece, which is the sparkly piece. I don't know if you can see the shimmer on it. It just depends on the color of the card you're using, because I'm using black and white right now, so I'm going to just use that. So again, I'm going to go ahead and get as much glue on here so I can manipulate it. That's what this liquid glue does. It helps you to be able to manipulate the piece and let it get or sit the place that you want it to sit. So in that way it does really look all nice and lined up. So let's go ahead and try to line it up now. So let's see if we can get it all lined up. So far it looks like, so we're gonna slide. It really doesn't matter the center as such, but you want to make sure everything else is, you know, sitting up nicely. Okay, so far so good. It looks like it's sitting up all nice. So far this is what it looks like. So we're just gonna play with it just a little bit more. Okay, so this looks like it's gonna, so here you go. It's, you have a little border, just a little demonstration here. For me, it doesn't matter if this inner side really lines up, is as long as the outsides line up, you know, because you can maybe put like a flower or cut out. Let me see what I have that maybe we can use to kind of make the see what we can use here. Just a moment. We have a couple of things that I can try to put in there right now. And of course, well, here is a teacup, but that's kind of pretty too sparkly maybe. But let's say if we had said like this was maybe a plant or something, just something small. You don't have to put anything fancy in there, just something very simple, something that will just add a little oomph, as they say, to your pattern there. Yeah, I do have a couple of little teacups here that I've been messing around with for one of my die cuts. So like if you had this, say like something like this, and you just wanted to put something in the middle here, and then of course you wanted to use the foam to give it dimension, then you're gonna cut out the shape first, put it in the middle, and then when you cut out the your cardstock, then you can just stick it on so you have something, you know, nice in the middle. So this is basically how you would create your dimension for your border, you know, just something nice here, you know, something very simple. So let me know what you think, and again, if you do like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and feel free to share or add any comments or anything you would like, you know, to share with us as to, you know, what you do to create borders, and you know, how it comes out, because you know this is the first time I'm actually trying this, so I wanted to try it out with you guys, like I said. So I am open to suggestions. So with that said, again, go ahead and subscribe, because every Sunday I'm planning to just, you know, come out with something very simple, things that I'm working on, things that I'm just playing around with. I could, you know, share and play around with you guys. So let me know what you think. So for now it is, have a wonderful weekend and see you next Sunday.